To a special report now. It has been about 4 months since MSU senior gymnast Kathryn Mahoney fell while performing a vault. It left her paralyzed from the waist down.
Tonight, she speaks out for the first time publicly about the accident and how it's changed her life. And Lisa Byington shares part 1 of the Kathryn Mahoney story.
A gymnast constantly works to a habit and a routine, detailed and measured by pacing and precision, to know exactly when a practice is perfect, and to know exactly when something is wrong.
Yes, hi, this is Dr. Nassar over at Jenison Fieldhouse with MSU Sports Medicine. I have a gymnast that may have fractured her neck.
On December 29, 2010, during an afternoon gymnastic practice at Jenison Fieldhouse, MSU senior Kathryn Mahoney knew something was wrong.
It was just, a vault that I've trained for years.
It's a vault she did here during nationals, when she was a senior in high school and placed 7th in the country.
She does a round off onto the springboard, and then as she springs backwards, she half turns in the air, so she lands on the vault had already doing a half turn, and then she does a front salto off the vault and lands on her feet.
But on this December day while practicing, Kathryn Mahoney did not land on her feet.
Something just didn't feel right to me, because normally I would never, I basically tried to stop myself from flipping, and normally I would never do that.
She didn't think she was going to be able to flip and make it past her head, and so that's kind of the way that you're taught to fall, as opposed to on your head.
I just didn't realize how much momentum I had coming off, so I basically landed on my chest and face, and immediately everything just tingled and burned.
How old is this?
She's like 21 years old.
And has she been moved from the position that she injured herself in?
No, she's laying in that position.
And is she conscious at this time?
She's conscious, but she can't move her legs.
How scary was that moment?
It was very scary. It's just one of those things that you think, this could never happen to me, and all of a sudden it had, so.
She broke her C6 vertebrae, which immediately left her with very little feeling in her upper body and no movement from the waist down.
I've been doing this for 35 years. You don't walk in the gym thinking, oh my God, someone's going to get hurt today.
The news came to Mahoney's parents in a suburb of Chicago. The call came from an MSU trainer.
How does a parent handle a call like that about their child?
There's no advice on that. You just do it. It's a call you don't want, no one should ever get.
Walter and Magda Mahoney drove from Chicago to Lansing. They stayed with Kathryn at Sparrow Hospital until the wee hours of the morning.
What was that first meeting like when you saw her?
We knew that she was on a ventilator and all hooked up to all the various computers and contraptions and tubes and stuff. So that was tough.
Kathryn Mahoney fell in love with gymnastics when she was very young.
I remember when she was like 9 months old. She was walking on the balls of her feet, and I told Magda, I said, she's going to be doing something athletic. I don't know what it is.
Kathryn Mahoney.
Kathryn came off a successful high school career and was recruited to Michigan State. Her senior year in college was set to be her best yet.
I believed that she was going to be our top all-arounder and had the potential to, lead this team into a national qualification.
Her favorite event had always been the floor exercise. Of the 4 events in gymnastics, Kathryn Mahoney liked vault the very least. which is why she was working on it that afternoon in December.
We either had to do vault or floor. So sometimes I think, I'm like, man, maybe if I just gone to floor that day, things would be different.
Kathryn was eventually transported to the Rehabilitation Institute in downtown Chicago. Through the rest of the gymnastics season, she communicated with her teammates through Skype. Late February came. Kathryn Mahoney watched her senior night from her rehab room in Chicago. Her teammates wheeled the laptop around to have her watch each event live for the first time this season.
And we got a 195.4.
MSU scored a season-high mark that night and won the only home meet of the year.
Let's take a look.
During senior introductions at the end, Kathryn Mahoney was introduced to the crowd on a big screen and to the chants of her nickname, Money.
Money, 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 money.
I knew it would take time, but I just kind of thought that things would come back very quickly. And so it's just things come back slowly, obviously, rather than quickly. So it's been quite a process.
It's difficult because she's a great kid, and you just, you struggle with the responsibility that I have as a head coach and what's happened to her, and the desire for her to be better and to be able to just walk again, and as opposed to seeing her do gymnastics again. I mean, I just wish so much for her to be able to have what we would say a normal life.
Oh, hoping and praying that's going to come true. Lisa Byington joining us now. You know, so many questions, but I guess I need to ask, is this a common injury for gymnasts?
Well, Kathy Klages, her head coach, said it was a 1 in a billion chance she would be that seriously hurt. She said she tried to fall the right way. She tried to fall the safe way. Dr. Larry Nassar, who we heard in the 911 call, he's been involved with the U.S. national team since 1986. This is the first neck fracture with paralysis that he has worked with.
So it just shows you it's very rare.
Yeah.
We've seen that story. Her attitude appears, so good, and putting on a brave face for us too. But what about physically? I mean, where is she in that terms of timeline? Getting better.
She took off the neck brace for about a month now. She had to wear the neck brace for 3 months.
We saw that in the video, yeah.
Coming up tonight at 11, we follow her through a day of rehab. To give you a kind of a glimpse, she spends 45 minutes just working on rolling over in bed. There's a lot of things that the family had to adjust to at the house. And I want to mention too, there's a Kathryn Mahoney fund, and all the money, if you feel compelled, will go to her, and you can get that link on our Facebook page.
Good. More about it tonight. Great story. Thanks, Lisa.